Alright, so just dealing with some turbulence here because my like $1,300 computer shit the bed. Okay, I gotta fix it, but that's the reason I haven't been posting like flat out. I'm not even making excuses. It genuinely shit the bed. Like I could like post a video of it. You can see this is a different desktop, but yeah, at least I don't have the Windows watermark. Anyways, let's go ahead and I'm gonna sit here for a little bit, and I'm gonna get the next week ready. Wait, no, that's, yeah, December 25th to the 29th. So the first thing here, I'm just going to go ahead and get these news drivers. Thankfully, I still have these extensions to make it easy, so all I need to do is copy that. Dude, this shit is magic, watch. Alright, look, here's all my journal entries. It's not the 26th yet. And you can see I was still working on some of my journal entries. They're not as good as I would have hoped, but we'll look at them in just a moment. It doesn't have like the open, loan, close. All right, and those are the only impact news drivers. So I'll put weekly news, or what have I been titling next? I'm gonna drive me crazy. Weekly events. That's what I've been titling it. Okay, weekly events. All right, so. The very first thing, let's go ahead and just play a little catch up here. Alright, listen, here's the most recent high. We can see that price has obviously reached for the level of buy side liquidity. As I mentioned previously, we're going to continue to expect higher prices until we see a reason that price would want to do anything other than continue higher. But as you can see here, we have a good indication that price is going to continue moving to the buy side just based on where it's came from. We're looking at a monthly candle. Each candle represents a month. Same thing here on the weekly. Do we notice anything different? Now, how about on ES? Is ES moving differently? Nope. ES actually just itself moved above that. But on the weekly and here, we're above the most recent and only real high that we can refer to. Let me move this off of the weekly. It shouldn't be on the weekly. All right, cool. All right, so neither should these. Okay, that's so annoying. I don't know why I have it like that. So it literally only needs to be on the day. Okay, come on. I'm going to remove this one too. Visibility. Just needs to be on the day. Alright, perfect. So, anyways, bullish on all higher time frame charts. Let's go down now to the daily, or I don't know why I said daily, but just this higher time frame one here. So I said daily because it's from the daily, but anyways. Alright. So the first thing, let's go ahead and go to the weekly because we have to map out the range for last week and see what it did. And so one thing I'd mention, well, we'll get to that in just a moment. Hold on, let me mark this. Let me not get ahead of myself. 12 a.m. That was Friday, so this is going to be till now, 12 a.m. Okay, and then this is Monday. Okay, so this is going to be red to delineate that. Here's the last week's range. So one thing I mentioned is, all right, hold on. Let me not get there yet. Let me not. I'll save it for just a moment. I really want to start talking about it because it was something I talked about in. I'm gonna explain some of the pictures I have in my notes, and I think I actually have like the expectation, like noted on the image. We'll see it in just a moment. I have to do this boring stuff right now. As far as like marking this is kind of boring. Alright, is this one? No, this is. Oh, okay. Okay. So here's that last week's range. And then the other thing I want to do is, before we look at the weekly ranges, I'm going to switch to my 15-minute chart. And then I'm going to mark the highs and lows for like the last previous days because I haven't done that. Like, it's a consolidation range. You can see it like loud and clear, but you can see here that these are the last 2 days where my computer stopped working. Like when I literally came home, dude, I swear to God, I was so mad. And then like these last couple days, I've been trying to fix it. But anyways, not even to make excuses. I did finish video 10 and I got my new notebook, so like there's really no excuses now. I need to finish I'm holding myself to a standard to finish the remainder of the content before the new year. That way I'll only have 6 months worth of content to go through after, and that will be a great way to start the new year. Like, seriously, that would be amazing. So, alright, let's go ahead and, again, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're on the 15 minute, yeah, okay. This is going to take a minute because I got to do this on all of them. So, here, and boom. And what time is this? 4 o'clock, so this will be the high of the day. Then and I'm going to explain why this is meaningful in just a moment. Okay. Those. Now I have to do the same thing for NQ. See, this is tedious. If there was an indicator that made this easier, I would totally use it. Because at that point, it's not even really an indicator. It's more of like a make my life more easy indicator. I don't even know. Alright, dude. So let me just shut up. 12 a.m. Alright. See, it's 12:35 a.m. We're out here doing this. But dude, listen, the show goes on. I don't care, bro. Putting in the light works. It's just something to feel good about, really. Everyone else is tucked away in their warm bed, and I'm here staring at a bar chart. Something to feel good about for sure. Alright, here. Alright, here. Okay. Here's where it's going to get really boring. I mean, I'm sure that was already boring, but I got to mark the days of data. So now I'm going to go into my notes on my phone, and I'm going to start talking to myself. So let's do this. All right. NQ, ES. All right. So Thursday. And then we also have to do this for the week as well, but the week will be easier. All right. One 16956.00. 16956.00. 6 p.m. 16835.75. 1 p.m. 17033.00. 9:30 a.m. 16915.75. 2:15 p.m. 4797.75. 4:30 p.m. 4762.00. 1 p.m. 4788.75. 2:15 p.m. 4 4819.50, 10:15 a.m. Okay, cool. So now that that's done, I just need to open my Notion. Give me 1 second. I'm going to copy this over, enter those journal entries, and then we'll proceed with the images that I have, and I'll talk about them. So, first thing, not on this week. Dude, it doesn't feel like today was Monday. I'm not going to lie. I didn't look at the charts either today. Thursday. All right. So Thursday. This was ES. Copy. ES. Paste. Okay, and I can delete that now. And Q. Paste. Alright. So now we got Thursday's high and low of last week. Now Friday. Oh, I didn't even have anything on Friday like I thought. This is NQ. NQ. Almost done here. ES. There we go. Alright, cool. And here's the news drivers. Well, that's for next week, but not last week. But anyways, a few more things I have to do for my journal. I don't know why it's a little slow. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we have weekly events. We have all these news drivers. Now, let's go ahead and look. Alright, Thursday. Did we close higher? Well, looks like we did from open to here. That's correct for ES. How about Thursday here? Yep. From here to here, we did close higher. So, in other words, Thursday was bullish last week. So I'm going to go here. I did also take a NFP note based on something I was watching. I think I have this note elsewhere, but I just want to make sure that I understand those news drivers. Okay, I don't know how to delete that now. I'm going to delete that in just a second. For now, chart and there we go, remove. Cool. Just want that icon, that's it. Alright, now how about Friday, the close? So Friday is open to close, definitely closed higher. Definitely closed higher, so still bullish. Alright, so we have one bearish day in the mix, but still remaining bullish. And we'll explain also why in just a moment, but here we go. Still expecting bullish prices or bullish price action. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this note. Alright, so this cursor was marked here because what I was anticipating when I was looking at this is a potential shift in structure. Now bear in mind, we're looking at the 1 hour chart that is noted right here. And this is also my phone, so I don't have as wide of a perspective, but this is that higher time frame level of buy side that I've been talking about. So we look here, and then I'm thinking, okay, prices rebalance this range. This looks like a breaker here in the form of this high being taken out, and then we have this aggressive movement lower. But with this aggressive movement lower came price wanting to rebalance that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this screenshot compared to, and let me make sure before we continue, did I get anything on Friday? No, I really didn't. Okay, so let's look at actually what happened. Price didn't just trade here Although when it originally traded here, yes, it did continue lower for a little bit, but it then came up to clear the buy stops here. So everyone who went short here, expecting price to go lower, their buy stops get taken. Price takes that level of buy side, and then afterwards we move and then continue higher. So there's two things here. Firstly, I think I have this marked wrong. Yes, I do. This needs to be white, and this needs to be... Wait, no, I did have it marked right. No, that's Friday. Okay. Dude, I'm so confused. It's because the new year. I think that was right. Just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not right. Because there should be 5 days in between. But this is going into Tuesday. Well, it's probably because of the holiday, so let's, yeah. Put red. Okay, there we go. That makes more sense. So, anyways, here's the idea that I had originally had, which was for price to be rebalancing this range before continuing lower. Now we continue to see price move up here, and this correlates with two things, but let me not get ahead of myself. Let's first start on the daily. I just wanted to focus on that because I was studying that on the hour. But let's see what's going on in the daily. Right, so we have this down close candle, but now we're really just, if you look at what price is doing, what is this doing? We've moved into a premium, to a deep premium. We know price is extremely overbought, right? So now we're consolidating. Now, price creates this large down move, this inefficiency, and then now showing a willingness to trade back up into that before, going lower or before anything. Now, I'm not saying that price is going to break lower right now, but I was looking for indication of it. And if that was the case, we should have seen an immediate reaction. But overall, just look, right? Since Wednesday, we had that one day, bullish sense. We'll see how price wants to, how further it wants to go. But again, I've been saying that I'm just expecting that shift in market structure, but I'm waiting for it, right? And so I'm continuously bullish till then. Now, he did teach us about institutional swing points, so that's something to note here, that, prices essentially, the institutional swing points are going to be either a breaker or a mitigation block, right? And so that's part of the reason that we have that condition, but additionally, we have to keep in mind the other underlying effect of the market, which is that we're at a level of buy side already, meaning we've taken buy stops. So we know that, from expansion, price can only go into a consolidation, retracement, or reversal. We did see price trade back down here, right? But ultimately, if the way that it's looking, I believe we'll continue to see price move into a consolidation. And the basis on that is just the fact that we're above this level of buy side. So we've exhausted all liquidity. And so therefore, I would most definitely be expecting a reversal, or for price to now it's taken liquidity, for price to trade back down here at least, and then see how it reacts there. But I need more indication, and that's ultimately what I'm still waiting for, right? And it's no different for ES, of course. We're still bullish on all of these, right? If we look at these higher time frames, it's very obvious that price is going to continue higher, and we have no indication to expect lower prices, right? Now, when we go to the 4 hour, let's see. How have these last days been? What do we see here? A sideways price range. Of course, it gets more defined as we go lower, right? But ultimately, we reach above that. We have this low here, boom, price continuing up. Oh, aggressive displacement. What does that displacement do? It clears these stops. There's also this inefficient range here. So after that, what does price do? Well, now it shows a willingness to go up. There's definitely buy stops above this high, and I most definitely believe that price is going to target the buy stops at this high. You can see it's already inched towards it, so why would it move from discount below these lows? Move up here, not take those buy stops. It most definitely will. Can we apply the same logic here? Yep. Aggressive movement to the downside, price then showing a willingness. All right, we could see, okay, last up close before the down move. Does price respect it, or at least a 50-way mark? Nope. Way above that, price definitely going to go for that level of buy side, which we'll continue to see that. But ultimately, just using these ideas to pair what I've been saying with, potentially expecting a consolidation above that high when that level of liquidity has been ran out. Also, right, same thing for both. So here's the 1 hour I was studying. Let's go ahead and go back to it, get a more refined view. Right, so here's the thing. So price did come up here, but we saw all this price action delivered on one side of the market, right? And it did rebalance this price range here and showed reaction, but it wasn't like a quick immediate reaction like we'd be expecting. Sure, it was, you know, lower for, it went lower for a little bit here or a little while, right? And for that, I definitely could have been profitable till noon, where I would want to collapse the trade. But after noon, that's when we have, you know, everyone who shorted in the morning, they get stopped out, and price continues. And the reason it continues up here is it wants to trade to this range. Now, one thing we should look at is ultimately, okay, so if bearish institutional market structure tells us that, you know, from an order block, right, or a order block forms in a consolidation. And so if we're expecting this to be a bearish order block, or we're expecting price to, you know, trade to this consolidation, this down move, last up close before the down move, we should not see it trade past the 50% mark. And ultimately, we've seen price respect that. Now, we'll see if price wants to run this level of buy side, but ultimately, as price continues up here, you have to keep in mind that it's rebalancing this current leg. That's the idea. We'll see how it reacts to that order block, but it's very possible that we may see a failure swing because of where we are in the market, or we'll see what you would expect to see in a consolidation, which is, you know, seek and destroy conditions where price moves from buy side to sell side, from buy side to sell side. In other words, if we don't see price respect this as an order block, we'll definitely see it take this high, and then if it takes that high, we'll then start seeing it target, say, this low here, this low here, this low here, these various levels of sell side, because we are then in a consolidation, which that will further confirm the idea and, you know, what I'm thinking on that. Is it any different for ES? Nope. So now we've done that on those time frames, let's go down to the 15-minute time frame, and, you know, we'll look from there. So boop 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 boop. All right, excellent. Here we are on the 15-minute time frame. Oh, just give it a second to load. Okay, perfect. So here we are on the 15-minute time frame. You can see the last day is bullish. Why is price trading up here? Well, consolidation before this aggressive down movement. All right, we're going to see if it wants to respect that. Ultimately, it has so far, right? But ultimately, we want to see if it continues doing so. If it takes buy side, well, then we know it's just simply taking the stops to retrace lower back into this move to the upside. But we're still seeing higher and higher prices for a majority of the days. Still no real reason to expect price, you know, to continue lower until we have confirmation of that. If it takes buy side, that's going to confirm that we're in a consolidation. And after that buy side is taken, we can definitely expect, you know, run lower. But ultimately, that's a plan for now, or that's what I'm looking at as of now. Looking at this as a level of buy side, looking at price trade up to that, seeing how price has reacted here, looking at that as a potential order block, seeing if price wants to take this high. If it takes that high, that could be a level of buy side, or that will be a level of buy side liquidity taken. Is there any high that's been higher than this? Nope. So if we're in a consolidation above a previous high, then expecting price to continue towards old lows. Obviously, the same can be said for ES and NQ. There's really nothing different there. In terms of like studying the previous day's price action, there's really nothing in terms of like what I'm looking at now, other than what I've already mentioned as for price rebalancing this. Of course, it continues higher, but it trades to this being the last up close before the aggressive down move, trades back to that, rejects off. We then see price showing willingness to come up here. If it comes here, it's going to, as I mentioned, either, you know, take these buy stops or completely reject off. But ultimately, I'll continue to see what that's doing. But really, when we stretch this out, if we look at this data here, we can see price just kind of not really moving aggressively in any direction. Like here's what it looks like for price to move in one direction, right? You can see very clearly price moves up. Here's what a consolidation looks like. High, low, high, relative equal high, new low form, buy side liquidity taken. Price does continue a little higher, taking out all these stops above these old highs, and then boom, it aggressively goes lower. Where does it go lower to? Sell stops, also inefficient price delivery here in terms of it being delivered on one side of the market. Boom, after that, we have this idea, but even here, it doesn't fully trade. Actually, if we're studying S&P, it doesn't even trade to that low. It does here, and as I mentioned, this could be the potential, right, like order block from this high to this here, because it trades to the halfway point. But we're going to see what price wants to continue to do and what it's going to show us. Ultimately, look at this, sideways price action. Sure, there's little movement in here, but we're just keep in mind this consolidation, when it has this aggressive down movement, it's only trading up here to rebalance that before then continuing lower. So it doesn't go much further than that. The very last thing here, let's go ahead and note the weekly highs and lows because I didn't do that. And that definitely needs to be done. So it's just Tuesday, that's Monday. So here, and then boom. God, this is so confusing because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see, I'm just going to have to do this. It's because of the holiday. The holiday isn't a full trading day, which is funny. Normally this would all be fine. I never have this issue. Alright, cool. Alright, so now the last part. Just getting the weekly range for both. Wednesday, 12:30, 4834.00. Wednesday, 3:45 p.m. 4746.50. Wednesday, 1:15 p.m. 17064.50. Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. 16758.50. Look, you can literally see me typing it in. And now we have our weekly range. And then, honestly, dude, listen, I'm just gonna put, hold on. I'm just gonna put Christmas, that's all, for that day. And then I'll put like, let me just put like Santa or something, I don't know. Because honestly, dude, I'm never gonna, probably on Christmas, dude, I'll probably, like, why would I ever be trading that? I'm not gonna lie. Alright, anyways, here we go. Christmas, here we go. Past price action with weekly range. Here we go. Look, this is a weaponized journal. This is me turning my knowledge into a weapon. Isn't that crazy? And these days are empty. I had them as break, but I just kind of thought, like, if I just need a break, why do I even need to, you know what I mean? I'll just take a break. So, anyways.